Coming up on the Golden Key.
These three wise rulers to the birthplace of a new king. Wait, good lady. Come with us.
A child king, and for all of us. For the poor, perhaps for the suffering, the lonely. I am flying!
All right, everybody buckled? Let's head home.
So Mom and Dad, most of the Christmas decorations are gone from the stores. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I even saw some of the Valentine's Day stuff out already.
When are we going to take our tree down? Christmas was almost 2 weeks ago.
Probably don't remember, Claire, but I bet we're taking it down after tomorrow night, right?
Right, Veronica. This is the eve of Epiphany.
Right, I like that it's called Three Kings Day sometimes. It's easier to pronounce.
Yeah, Epiphany comes from the ancient Greek language, but it's all about celebrating the three wise men, or three kings, finding baby Jesus.
Which actually didn't happen at the stable in Bethlehem, the way you see it in a lot of movies and pictures and things. The Bible says it happened sometime after.
Hello? Oh, hi, Bill. Ann? Your Ann? No, why? Oh, wow. Yeah, we're almost home now. Of course. You know we will. I'll let you know. Don't worry. She'll be okay.
What's going on, honey?
Yeah, was that Ann Olivet's dad? My friend, Ann?
Yeah, it was. Ann ran away, guys. Her dad thinks she was headed our way, but she went out into the woods and, well, as cold as it is, and in the snow, well, he's worried. He asked us to help find her.
They have other people out looking for her, right?
They do. Her family, of course, and some friends.
Not the police?
Well, no. If they officially report her as a runaway, she'd end up in court for it by default. They just don't want to do that to her. He said he'd explain more later.
Good thing we're almost home.
Yeah, look, kids, I don't want to drag you out of this weather unnecessarily. Just go on inside and be warm when we get home.
Dad, are you kidding me? I can't just stay here when my friend is lost. Please, you have to let us help.
Yeah, Claire's right. Please, Dad? Yeah, me too.
What do you think, honey?
We can stay together and search. We'll be okay. Just be sure to have your hats and gloves on.
Here we are, guys. Let's head out in the woods out back. I've got the flashlight from the glove box. Ann! Poor kid, it's so doggone cold and snowy out here. I just wish I knew where to find her.
Yeah, especially in this weather.
Claire, can you think of any place she'd be?
Any place she'd take shelter?
Shelter. Oh, of course. Why didn't I think of it sooner?
What? Where?
The fort. We built a fort back in the spring with her little brother Max. We have to check there.
Let's go!
Ann!
It's right there, all the logs. Let me go see.
Here, take the flashlight, Claire.
She's here.
Ann, are you okay?
I just want to be left alone.
Ann, you can't stay out here. You'll freeze to death. You're in serious danger here. The snow is supposed to get worse, and people are out looking for you.
Mom and Dad, don't tell them I'm here.
Honey, we have to tell them. People are at risk in a snowstorm hunting for you. Plus, they're worried sick about you.
I didn't mean to make them worry more.
What do you mean more?
It's all my fault.
Ann, can we talk about this someplace warmer?
Peter's right, Ann. It's not far to our house.
Yeah, come on, Ann, please. Whatever it is, it's okay. Oh, okay.
Hey, Peter, would you get some kindling for the fireplace?
Sure.
Thanks. I'll light it.
Here, Ann, have some hot cocoa.
Thank you. It's so nice and warm here.
Ann, your mom and dad will be here before long. I told them not to hurry in the snow. So, you have some time.
Ann, do you feel like talking about what's going on? Oh, I guess so. Well, it's embarrassing. The whole thing is, I guess. But especially Well, it's my fault.
What is, Anne?
Oh, well, you probably say it isn't, but I feel like it is.
What is it, kiddo?
My little brother, he could have gotten hurt, or worse.
How's that, Anne?
Oh, I was just so mad at him. He was just annoying me so much. And I yelled at him that I wished that he would just disappear and not come back. I didn't mean it. I promise.
Of course not, honey.
But he did. He got outside a while later, and we had to go look all over for him. Dad and Mom were so worried. We had neighbors out hunting, and it's all my fault.
I didn't hear about that from your parents, Anne. Is he okay?
Yeah, they found him. I saw that they did. And not long after, he left. I just didn't go back home. I don't deserve to be there.
Anne, did you actually let him out?
No, I didn't. I'd never do that. I was so mad at him. I didn't even help look for him at first. I'm just a terrible, terrible sister. I'm so sorry.
Oh, honey, look, that's not such an unusual thing for a young person to do. You would never have really wanted to hurt him. You said so yourself.
Heck, it's an adult thing to do even. We're human. We let our emotions get the better of us sometimes. Those times aren't who we really are. You love your brother, don't you?
I know you do, Anne. I've played with the two of you. You're a great sister.
Thanks, Claire. And Mr. and Mrs. McKenney.
This kind of reminds me of a story we're going to tell the kids tonight, Anne. One we tell every eve of Epiphany.
Is that tonight?
January 5th. Epiphany's January 6th, right?
Right, Peter.
Sometimes tonight is called 12th night, too. It's the 12th night after Christmas.
Yeah, people used to have big 12th night bonfires and burn their Christmas trees and have a party. In Europe, they had huge parties and balls and festivals around 12th night. Kind of kept the Christmas spirit going.
When we visited my grandma at Epiphany, she called it Three Kings Day. It was so cool. We ate a king's cake, and whoever found the clay baby Jesus inside the cake got to be the king or queen.
Did you know that in the early church, Epiphany was the big gift-giving day before Christmas got to be the really popular feast it is today?
Well, that makes total sense, really, right? It's the day the wise men gave baby Jesus gifts.
So, Dad, about telling that story. It'll keep me from having to take the trash out for a few more minutes. It's cold out there and dark.
Wait, is this the one about the old lady with the broom named Befana? Anne, do you know that one?
I don't think I've ever heard this one.
Okay, so Befana is a very old story that children, especially in Italy, hear every year. In fact, in Italy, children tomorrow night will go to sleep very excited and have a hard time doing it, since they'll be waiting for Befana to fly through the sky on her broomstick and bring them gifts.
Like Santa Claus or St. Nicholas?
Right, Claire. She especially brings treats, though, candy or things she's baked. See, she loved to bake, but one version of her story says she loved to sweep.
Love to sweep? That's weird. I wish you'd come here at your time.
Funny, Veronica. Well, she was a little obsessed with it. She would sweep her house out several times a day and sweep her walkway. She was always sweeping and always baking. People also thought she was a little odd.
Like she was often humming to herself, and sometimes they thought they heard her singing lullabies. One sad version of the story is that she had a baby who had died many years ago, and she was always missing her baby.
Geez, that's sad.
Yeah, but you can imagine how she felt when she heard about a baby king being born. It started one night after she'd gone to bed.
What is that light? It's like a daytime outside, and no full moon this time of the month. No one is outside but the sky. A star. A great bright star. What madness is this? Can hardly sleep like this. Perhaps I'll sweep a little. I can't sleep a wink now. Perhaps I will bake something. Something sweet, yes. That will warm my old bones and bring the sleep closer. My word. The sun is arising. Birds are starting to wake. Such a night. Perhaps I can sleep now. If I sit before the fire. With my tea. Ah, yes. Good to rest. What? Who's at the door at this hour of... perhaps I've been sleeping away a part of the morning. Mustn't forget this morning's sweeping. Hold on, I am coming. Be patient with an older woman. What is this madness outside my house? All these people. I'm dreaming, surely. Asleep, still in my chair by the fire. Well, back to it. What a dream. One to remember.
Good lady, forgive our intrusion, but we seek direction.
Well, you'll hardly get any help from me. I'm sure I know nothing of what you seek.
We seek a star, a great bright star. We were following it and lost our way. And by morning's light, we had no idea which way to go. Have you seen it?
Who is a we? Who are these people dressed like traveling magicians or performers? And those camels. What a procession.
We come from afar, from the lands to the east. I am but a humble servant of these three wise rulers, seekers who have come from afar following the signs in the heavens to the birthplace of a new king.
I know nothing of royal matters. I am but a poor old peasant.
In that we are alike, good lady. You must understand, this king my master seek, he is not like other kings, and certainly not like your Caesar. He is a poor peasant himself.
Oh, make sense, man. A peasant or a king? Which is he?
But he is both, good lady. He is a king for the likes of us, a king for the poor, the powerless, a new kind of king, but truly a king nonetheless, and greater than the emperor, than the kings of old. Don't you know? The prophecies of old, his coming was foretold. The virgin will be with child, and will give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. That is from the prophet Isaiah. And for to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And the prophet Zechariah, rejoice greatly, O daughter Zion. Shout, daughter of Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and having salvation, gentle and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey.
I know nothing of prophecies either, though a king for the likes of us I would welcome. What has this to do with the stars and the heavens?
Ah, yes, my masters read the heavens alongside the great prophecies. They have long known that an especially bright star in the skies will signal the coming of the new king of the Jews, who is to be the king of all people. Some time ago they knew that the sign pointed to just such a star appearing, and they made ready, with all of us, their attendants, to follow it, and find and worship this baby king.
A baby king? Yes. The king as but a small innocent child?
I must beg your pardon again, dear lady, but can you help us?
Can I? Well, perhaps. In the night, the star kept me from sleeping for hours upon end. It is that way.
That way past those hills?
When I saw it last, between them, yes.
Ah, good lady, you do not know our joy. I must go and tell... Wait, good lady. Come with us.
I come with you? All of you?
And why not? You have helped us to find the newborn king. He is a king for you, for all of us. You will be the sorrier if you do not come now, good lady.
Come now. Perhaps... Bah! Madness! I cannot leave on such an errand. How know I if this baby king even exists? And there is much for me to do, much sweeping and baking.
Could not these things wait but a time longer, good lady? Will they not always await you?
Bah! Gods themselves will await us, at least for one more sweep, one more batch baked. There is always time for small diversion, I am sure.
Oh, but good woman, we cannot. Truly, it is often the smallest trivialities which waylay the greatest fulfillment. Oh, masters, I have found the star's direction.
And so the great caravan of seekers slowly wound its way out of sight, as Befana made her way around the house, sweeping each nook and cranny. And then outside and down the little path from the street below. At last she retired to her kitchen, where she puttered about, preparing
to rest my old bones, warm them with a spot of tea. Sweeping tires me as it never did in my younger years. Seems so far away now. Ha! A child king, and for all of us. For the poor, perhaps for the suffering, the lonely, the weary, the heartbroken.
And for a few moments, quiet tears mixed with Befana's teeth.
Why should I not bring a gift to this child? Would not his weary mother be warmed by a pastry or fresh bread? Might she not rest easier if her room were swept clean? Indeed, what mother would not? But yes, that's it.
So for the rest of that day, Befana busied herself with baking and making ready her humble but heartfelt gifts for the newborn king, stopping only occasionally to sweep here and there. As the afternoon marched on, she made ready for her journey to follow the caravan.
Surely I can still catch them, those strange visitors from the east. Ach, but look at my walkway. Such a dust, such a need to sweep. Should I? But it will only take a moment. Baby, he's a baby, a baby, a baby. Ach, but I grow weary, and so too the sun. Oh, the twilight will soon fall. No, I must go, and perhaps I will be guided by the star. All will be well.
And Befana set out, her shawl wrapped tight about her, broomstick in one hand, and a pot of warm baked goods under her arm. She traveled on, meandering for some time, growing increasingly weary and despairing.
I must rest. So much walking. My old bones tire out so easily. Ah, what have I done? I have delayed, with the chance but brief. Oh, I am far from home, and no closer to the baby king. And what have I? Not a glimmer of hope. That noise, where does it come from? And the beautiful singing, and the light. Where could such light and such music come from?
And that's when Befana saw it. The angelic beings filled the sky and filled her with awe. Without a word and in complete amazement, she bowed to the ground.
Then, this is all for the king? This a baby king?
And more than a mere king of earth, O Befana, the God of heaven and earth, the Lord of all, King of kings and Emmanuel, God with us. He has come, child of God, to bring peace on earth and goodwill to all men, all people of every nation.
Please, O holy ones, tell me where to find him. Tell me.
And they were gone, and the night silent and dark once again. Befana was sad for a moment, but then elated. So happy she could hardly contain it. For the first time she felt a hope deeper than any fear or despair she'd ever known. She wept tears of happiness, unable to speak or move for several minutes. Then she remembered the gift she had with her.
Ah, but the baby. The baby is truly there for me to find, to gift with these meager things I have brought. I must go to him and quickly as I can. Ah, my old bones feel new again, as if I could run, as I did as a child. I am running. I'm coming, little king, little God with us. I must give you my gifts. I'm running so fast, faster than I thought possible, faster and higher. I am flying.
It was true. Befana looked down and saw the world swooping away in darkness beneath her and found herself soaring over trees, over rocks and valleys, and across the night sky, always with complete focus on the Christ child she sought.
So
So what?
So did she find the Christ child?
Well, no.
What? Why?
No, she searched and searched, eventually going from house to house. But she didn't find him. At least, not yet.
Not yet? What is that supposed to mean? She's still hunting for him?
Well, Anne, that's the old legend, especially in the country of Italy. There, the children wait for her excitedly the night of January 5th every year, the eve of Epiphany.
So wait, she's still supposed to be hunting for Jesus? She'd be like 2,000 years old.
Older, in fact.
That's a lot like Santa Claus. Or St. Nick.
Well, right, except we know St. Nick was a real, for sure person. And as a saint of the church, he's more alive with Jesus right now than you or me.
So Befana wasn't a real person?
We don't really know, and most likely just an old legend. A nice one, though. And some parts of Befana's story also remind me of Anne's worries.
They do?
Well, sort of. Not that it's the same at first. You know, Befana was also hunting for a little boy, even if for different reasons. But I think it was also out of love. And Befana also delayed in doing the most important thing.
Yeah, pretty bad.
But Anne, don't you see? How did God look at Befana? He didn't punish her or reject her for not having the right attitude at every turn, did he?
That's right. He gave her a miracle. Not many other people ever get to hear angels telling about the baby Jesus.
Which really is all about God's grace. God doesn't love us because we're perfect. He just loves us. And the Bible and the history of the church show us again and again how much God loves to grant his grace to people who make mistakes, which is every one of us after all.
And it's okay. You're okay. And you're loved. And forgiven, you know?
I do know, Mr. McKinney. I just feel so silly and bad, but I'm feeling better.
I think there's another important message in both the Befana story and that of the wise men in general. The need to keep seeking Christ at all costs.
That makes me think of my grandma with the King's Cake. That's how she lives her whole life, seeking Christ. She's from Mexico, you know? It's really big there. Three Kings Day. They have a special parade, and they leave out water for the wise men's camels. It's so fun.
It's kind of cool how it's been celebrated all over the world for so long.
It makes me think, too, of the way the church really is international, worldwide, universal. It's for all people.
And all that comes right out of the Gospels about Jesus in the Bible. What was so important about the three wise men is that they're the first non-Jewish people to really recognize Jesus. And that was all part of the Jewish prophecies about him, that he would be the king for all nations, all people, all over the world.
So here are these people that aren't part of God's chosen people, the Hebrews or Jews, but who recognize this baby Messiah, the Savior for all people, rich and poor, but also from so many groups and countries besides the Hebrews. Like God had wanted everyone to know his love was open to everyone.
So that's why the readings at church at Epiphany seem like they always talk about people from all nations recognizing God's kingship and people paying tribute from far, far away.
Exactly, Veronica. And you know, Epiphany was the popular gift-giving day like Christmas is today. Long ago in the church, before Christmas became as popular as it is.
Yeah, Claire, that's definitely the best known Epiphany-themed song to most people. Though it's not that old as church things go. It was written in 1857 by Reverend John Henry Hopkins.
I always remember the first lines, and then the chorus. Star of wonder, star of night, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy holy light. But I never remember the other verses.
I remember, they're pretty interesting.
If you listen to the words, it kind of reflects on what each king brought. Like the one who brought gold, of course, talks about Jesus as a king crowned with royal gold.
And then the incense is about him being God, a deity nigh, because of incense being offered in a lot of cultures, including Jewish and Christian, as a sign of prayers rising up to God.
There's something about him bleeding and dying, right?
Yeah, the burial myrrh, gathering gloom and sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying. I also really like the poem Babushka by the American poet Edith Matilda Thomas. A lot of people think there's a long Befana tradition in Russia because of that poem, though there really isn't. It's still a beautiful poem, though.
Here, I'll read it. I mean, it pretty much just retells the Befana story, but it's beautifully written. Back in 1907. Babushka sits before the fire upon a winter's night. The driving winds heap up the snow. Her hut is snug and tight. The howling winds, they only make Babushka's fire more bright. She hears a knocking at the door, so late, who can it be? She hastes to lift the wooden latch, no thought of fear has she. The wind-blown candle in her hand shines out on strangers three. Their beards are white with age and snow that in the darkness flies. Their floating locks are long and white, but kindly are their eyes, that sparkle underneath their brows like stars in frosty skies. Babushka, we have come from far. We tarry but to say, a little prince is born this night, who all the world shall sway. Come join the search, come go with us, who go our gifts to pay. Babushka shivers at the door. I would I might behold the little prince who shall be king, but ah, the night is cold, the wind so fierce, the snow so deep, and I, good sirs, am old. The strangers three, no word they speak, but fade in snowy space. Babushka sits before her fire and dreams with wistful face. I would that I had requested them, so I the way might trace. When morning comes with blessed light, I'll early be awake. My staff in hand I'll go, perchance, those strangers I'll overtake. And for the child some little toys I'll carry for his sake. The morning came, and staff in hand she wandered in the snow. She asked the way of all she met, but none the way could show. It must be farther yet, she sighed, then farther will I go. And still 'tis said on Christmas Eve, when high the drifts are piled, with staff with basket on her arm, Babushka seeks the child. At every door her face is seen, her wistful face and mild. Her gifts at every door she leaves, she bends and murmurs low, above each little face half hid by pillows white as snow. And is he here? Then softly sighs, nay, further must I go.
That was fun.
Well, Anne's dad just texted that they're almost here. Happy Epiphany, Anne. It's been fun having you here.
Thanks, Mr. McKinney. I'm glad I could spend some time here. Thanks for everything.
And McKinney kids, you'd all better be getting ready for bed. Veronica still has to take out the trash before she can.
Hey, Veronica, you'd better look out for Befana when you go outside with the trash. She might be flying by.
If she is, Peter, we'll ask her if she'll leave you a treat.